Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. I'm excited about today's truck. This is a 2026 Toyota Tundra Limited. We're going to review it and we're going to test drive it. Now what's new for 2026 on the Limited? One thing, and one major thing, people seem to be very happy about this. So now on Limited, standard, you get leather trim seats. No more Softex on Limited. From 22 to 25, it was a Softex interior, leather trimmed now. So that is something very exciting. We're going to show you once we get to the inside of the truck. Let's do a walk around to the outside first. Another thing I'm very excited to show you, which may sound kind of weird. This is a base model Limited. Usually when I show you guys Limiteds, they're all loaded up, TRD off-road, the moonroof, all that stuff. Well, people always ask, what is the base Limited like? What can you get standard? Well, you're going to see today, ladies and gentlemen. So this has the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 engine, 389 horse, 479 pound-feet of torque. It has the 5.5 foot bed. This is 4x4. Just keep in mind, you can get 6.5 foot bed. You can get the iForce Max hybrid engine. You can get TRD off-road. You could get Nightshade package, which is an appearance package for Limited that body color and blacks out the outside. But this is just your regular standard Limited. So everything you're going to see here is standard features, no extras pretty much. So you can get a 360 camera. This one does not have it. You could get the premium auto leveling headlights. This one doesn't have it. But again, you still get LED headlights, 14-inch screen is standard. The leather trim seats that are heated and ventilated in the front are standard. Digital gauge cluster is standard. 20-inch wheels there that are black and silver. Really, they're more like a matte gray. And this is blueprint, by the way. Got a little chrome on the window trim and whatnot. So button on the side here. Tailgate goes down. This is standard on the Limited trim for 25 and 26, the power up down tailgate, as you can see. On the inside, you have a composite bed with the deck rail system. It does not have the bed lights and outlet because it does not have the Limited power package. That's what you need to get the bed lights and outlet for this truck. So you guys have seen me test drive higher trim Tundras like 1794 and Platinum, and I always tell you, a lot of fans out there for the Limited trim because you could do a lot of things, add stuff, have some features, not all features. And this is kind of where you start with Limited. If you go up into 1794 and Platinum, all of those features that are missing on this are standard on those trucks. And that's probably why they're attractive to potential buyers out there. This one, you have to add a bunch of stuff. But if you're looking for the basic equipment, again, you have standard features here that are a little bit better. Stuff you'd have to add in SR5, like the 14-inch screen, leather trim seats, stuff like that. This may be a good way to start. So let's check this. This has available side steps on it. This is a 2026. It has the all-weather floor liners, dual step running boards in black, stainless steel door edge guard. They're $165. Total of the truck is $60,974. Let's check the inside of this truck so you can see the biggest difference from the 2025 to 2026, which is the seat material. So back here it is, leather trimmed, looks a little bit different. Got some stitching now, gotta love it. Feels nice, feels more like a rugged, tough leather than what you'd find in 1794 and Platinum. You got some charging ports back here, little area for your wallet or phone, and you have some cup holders as well. You still got the old magazine flap from back in the day. If you lift the seat, you have under-seat storage because this has the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. If you had the hybrid, that's where the hybrid battery would be. If we pull this ring here straight up, this is normally if you had JBL sound system, which is available on Limited. If you had the JBL sound system, this is where the subwoofer would be. But since you don't have it, you got a little area for some small stuff and an area over there for maybe an umbrella or something like that. And that is also where your tools are to change a tire. So you have behind seat storage, under seat storage, plenty of room for some passengers back here. And if you don't have your center passenger, you could always pull this down for extra cup holders. And on the door and some of the material, you got some hard plastic, a little bit of soft touch here and there. Let's hop in the truck and look at the front to give you a view of what everything looks like. 14-inch screen there. Got some machine silver look, of course. So nice. We don't have pano roof, but we have the black headliners, which became standard on all Tundras for 2025. 32.2 gallon tank. Let's go to the front seat. See some of the stuff we have up here. So this is what I always talk about with you guys. Because it's not the auto leveling headlights, for you second gen Tundra owners, you know what this is. This is a leveling wheel that you could change. So it basically adjusts the height of your headlights. So if you're towing and the back of the truck is being pulled down, now you don't have to blind people. So you could put the headlights down so you're not shining your headlights into the back windshield of other cars. So this is neat. And even, like I said, in the high trim, new generation Toyota Tundras, it's premium auto leveling headlights. So it does it automatically. I'd still rather this, so I could always make sure I'm not blinding anybody. Automatic high beams as well. Once again, you're not going to find like a heated steering wheel in here or anything like that. This is pretty much trimmed down. These are your black leather seats for 2026. I'm glad they made the change to leather. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Just makes Limited a little bit more premium, like we like. $13.90 on payload here, if you could see that. And this truck was built October 2025. So a fairly new truck here. Power folding mirrors, of course. This has the blind spot monitoring and the parking sensors. So there you have it. Memory seats. Or I should say memory seat for the driver. Heated and ventilated up front. Let's hop in here real quick before we take it for a test drive. Show you some of the stuff going on the inside. Digital gauge cluster here. And you have some arrows over here you could toggle your left menu. And you have some of your Toyota safety sense and cruise control stuff you could change right there. So if you're looking to change the settings over here on this side of the gauge cluster, you go over to the settings on your left side, which we are in right now, find customize right side, hold that OK button, and then you could change what you see over here. So we're going to go to tow gauges. That's what I use in my Tundra, and we'll keep it there. So this is very simple to use. Everything is pretty much right here. So just take a couple minutes with it. You should have no problem figuring out what you want to be on and what you want to do and how you can change it. Very simple to use. Speaking of very simple to use, the 14-inch screen is also very simple to use. You have all your buttons over here. We're going to change this to the display in black so it doesn't have that pulsating look for you on camera. We're going to go black. See, a lot better that way. So you could do automatic where it changes back and forth to white or black. That's up to you. But a very simple screen to use. Got navigation. Truck's obviously brand new, so it's not really set up yet. Your phone, your trip information and vehicle alert, and of course your settings where we were before. This does not have 360 camera. So the only thing you get, you don't have any forward-facing cameras or anything like that. In reverse, you have your big reverse area here, and you could change what you want to see there as far as the line graphs. If you hit that, it changes the view a little bit for you, but no 360 camera in this. You can get that in Limited, but again, this one is pretty trimmed down. Dual zone automatic climate control, heated and ventilated front seats. This is for your power up down tailgate, traction control and hazards. There is no backup trailer assist. There is trailer brake control, push button start. This is the regular mirror. This is not the digital rear view mirror. So just keep that in mind when purchasing. You got some soft touch here, some stitching on the doors and on the seats, and plenty of plastic, as always, right? Got the grab handles. So nicely loaded as far as standard features for Limited, but you can do a lot more with Limited. But I wanted to show you what it looked like at the start if you're in the market for something like this, but you don't want to spend crazy amounts of money. This also has drive modes, Eco. I'll show you here. If you go into drive mode, you got Sport, Normal, and Eco. Let's take it for a ride, see how it feels, especially with these new leather trim seats. Okay, let's take this 2026 Limited for a little ride here. I've always been a fan of the seat comfort in the Tundra, especially in the new generation. So it is nice to see that they upgraded the Limited to leather trim seats standard. And I think, again, it adds just a little bit more to those that want the Limited trim. Again, this truck is a Crew Max with the 5.5-foot bed on it. This is the base model when it comes to the Limited here, but it's good to show you guys everything that's out there. I get more questions about the Limited than anything else because this is kind of the trim where people want to step up into from SR5 without going totally into luxury because of the cost of these trucks nowadays. Now, there's always good discounts out there for sure. And the same thing goes for where this truck is out of today. We're out of Conacelli Toyota in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. You guys know that dealership. It is where I got my 1794. Ryan Hood, my salesman, always helps me out. In fact, he's the reason we're doing these test drives today. So they have good discounts at that dealership. So I would check them out if you have the time and you're looking for something like this. But this truck here has the 10-speed automatic transmission. It has the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. You can get hybrid with this truck as far as limited goes, but this one does not have it. You could also get the 6.5 foot bed, and we talked about Nightshade and TRD off-road. This is just your regular limited here, and I think Blueprint looks amazing on it. And just like every other Tundra we drive, when we talk about the driving aspects of the truck, they're very easy to get used to very quick. Now, one thing I could tell you when it comes to these new generation Tundras, and I know I always say how great they drive, and there's no brake dive and there's no body sway, and all of that is true. But one thing I've noticed from test driving a lot of them, they all pretty much feel exactly the same regardless of trim level. Of course, if you're going into, you know, a larger bed Tundra, or you're going into a hybrid Tundra, you're gonna feel differences because, you know, the length of the truck is a little bit more, or the engine horsepower and torque is different. 100% you'll feel some differences there. But overall, with just the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 and the trucks that I test drive all the time, whether it be a Platinum, like I just did before this video, or an SR5, they all feel the same. And I'm saying that in a good way. So once you get used to one, they're all kind of the same idea. It all comes down to equipment for you, the buyer. If you are someone that wants more equipment, definitely check out some of the higher trim options out there. If you research, you'll be able to find discounts. Maybe find yourself in a Tundra that has a little bit more equipment than usual. But if you're someone that doesn't really care for equipment, but you want some bare minimum stuff, this is a great way to start. The Limited does give you features that are automatic. The digital gauge cluster, the 14-inch screen, the leather trim seats that are heated and ventilated in the front, memory function for driver. All of that is standard. That's where it all begins. So there's definitely some options out there. You got to let me know what you think in the comments below. I love to ask people this question because I get so many different answers, and I love to hear what everybody thinks when it comes to your thought process on a truck like this. If you're going limited, do you go all the way and get yourself a fully loaded limited? Or are you the type of person that you don't need a pano roof, you don't care about JBL? I mean, that's the stuff that's going to start adding money to the sticker real quick. TRD off-road, what is it, like $3 grand it's gonna add to the sticker. So if you're the type of person that doesn't want the equipment you're not gonna use, this might be something to check out. I don't see a lot of base level limiteds, so you'll have to look around a little bit. And that's what makes the limited so much fun, is there's so many different ways you can build a limited, and so many ways that I find limiteds out there, that for me, as someone that's looking around to find you guys the best options, it's fun for me, but for you, the shopper, it could be a little bit of a pain. So make sure you go to toyota.com, build and price tool. Make sure you go to build and price tool and know your packages: limited premium package, limited power package, limited PVM, BSM package, like that kind of stuff. You're gonna wanna know what all of that means before you go shopping, because of all trims out there, the limited is the one you can do the most with. And that's a great thing, that you could do a lot of different things with the limited, but it's also scary for the shopper because you want to make sure at these kind of price points you're getting what you want. But I can tell you this, I love the fact that they added the leather trim seats for 2026. The drivability of this truck is extremely comfortable, just like all the other new generation Tundras I get to drive out there. Make sure you head to a dealership, take a test drive, make sure you like it first. But one thing you can count on, this 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 engine, it's quite powerful. It's a secondary engine to Tundra, but it is no slouch. We're gonna do a little test of that right here. I'll just show you how quickly it gets up to speed. 0, gas. Look at how quick this thing is. I mean, this thing hauls the mail if you want it to. So, whew, that was awesome. So 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, although it's the secondary engine, it isn't a bad engine. It isn't a step down in the way of this won't be able to do the things I need it to do. This engine still does a great job with everything. So if you can't get the hybrid, or you don't want the hybrid, this is definitely something to check out. And also, the fuel mileage that I've noticed is a little bit better on the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 versus the hybrid option. I have the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 in my 1794, and I'm about 19.6 mpg right now, so that's not bad. In the hybrids that I've driven and the hybrid that I owned for a little while, it was around 15, 16 mpg. But to close out this video, truck drives great, transmission shifts good, engine is very powerful. This truck will do fine to tow your boat or your camper and take your family wherever you want to go. And if you want to add some more options, learn about the Limited. There are a lot of different things you could do. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe, be well.